Hello and welcome back to the Football Manager Society. This episode of the transfer episode of my Manchester City challenge. And this episode I'm just going to run through some of the transfers I've made, why I've made them, and some of the most significant transfers I found that's really stuck into my mind in the league approaching the first game of the season. So, as you can see, 61.75 million on transfers is a reasonable amount. It's not extortionate in my eyes, considering what other teams have paid, will pay. No real marquee signings, 40, 50 million type. Plenty of young talent though. Let's kick things off. Marco Verratti. Very good young player. As a result of his nationality, comparisons inevitably going to be drawn with Andrea Pirlo. And that's the type of player I'm going to try and mould him into. As you can see, I've started him on a defensive midfield training regime. I'm trying to play him as this regista, this deep-lying playmaker, this hook, this conductor of the midfield, who's going to really damage teams with his range of passing. As you can see, good technical stats. First touch 15, technique 16, good flair as well. Which are always good in a young player because they can only grow, and always good in a central midfield player because technique is vitally important. And you can see why I wanted to mould him into a slightly deeper role in the holding midfield role because he's got good work rate and good aggression, which I think is important as well, and good agility, good stamina. He's a good physical presence as well. Quite a small guy, but he can, as well as being this graceful Pirlo type player, I think he can be a terrier, Gargano, De Jong type aspect to his game. 20 years old, plenty of room for improvement. It can only get better, really. Next signing was Stéphane Ruffier from Saint-Etienne. Good season for them last season. Etienne finished 4th in Ligue 1, I think it was. I think it was 4th anyway. Needed a backup for Hart. Is the long and short of this story. Since Pantelemon's been released this season. But a very good backup. I'll be very happy with that. Surprisingly, he's could play up front. I'm not too sure I'm going to try him out in that position. I think I'm fine with the strikers I have. Raphael Varane. What more can I say about this guy? Jose Mourinho described him as the best young centre-back in world football. 20 years old and already some very good defensive stats with a marking 16, positioning 17, tackling 15. But what also caught my eye, and one of the reasons I went for Varane, is his composure. Composure 16, technique 14. I have a possession-orientated system. I'll go more in depth in the next episode in that. But I play ball-playing defenders, and with two technical defenders like Kompany and Varane. I think he'll fit in very well. And I think he'll slot in very well alongside Kompany as well. And he can learn from Kompany. It's well documented Man City needed another centre-back to partner Kompany last season. I mean, Demichelis, reliability for the first half of the season and improved his performance towards the latter stages, but he's an aging centre-back and pace is always his weakness. So I think, and Varane as well, pacey player at 14, and that could also improve as well. So I think overall very good signing. Didn't break the bank either, with a fee of £21 million. Yeah, I was happy with that. Next signing, Xherdan Shaqiri. Young player with bags of potential. Always going to struggle to realise that potential when you're not playing games. And you're going to struggle to play games as a young player in a team that consists of Robben, Ribery, Goetze, Muller, all vying for the same position you play in. So I think in real life as well, he could probably do with a move. Even if he winds up at Bayern Munich in the last stages of career, just in his formative years, he probably needs to go and get some regular football. Very good young player. You can see he's an exciting player, high flair, dribbling, pace, agility. But he's also a versatile player. You can see he can play all along the front line and even deeper, even as far as left back. I'm going to be patient with him, expecting with a young player. and an explosive young player such as Kiri, there are always going to be some inconsistencies in performance, but with City I've got enough depth to cope with those inconsistencies. So yeah, again, not breaking the bank. 17.5 million, very happy. Now we move on. Frank Lampard, obviously released by Chelsea, and I know I updated on my in-game editor, and as I speak to you now, he hasn't signed for anyone since his release from Chelsea. That's why he's on the free agents. And I know a lot of people might look at this and go, well, you don't need a central midfield player, he's past his best, etc. But for me, in my eyes, I saw this signing in the context of the homegrown rule for the Champions League. You need a minimum of 8 players trained between the age of 18 to 21, I think it is, in your squad. And Lampard's not just a number for the quota, but he's an experienced player. He's won the Champions League, played in another Champions League final against Manchester United. He's won Premier League, he's won FA Cup, he's won every trophy pretty much available to him. And he's going to bring that experience to the squad, and I don't see him as a detriment to the squad whatsoever. I see not really any major shocks in the outgoing Javi Garcia. We didn't need him. It was just on Lampard. Javi Garcia, he wasn't the best player, and he was just taking room up in the squad, to be honest. We offloaded him, still playing a bit of his wages at Swansea. 6 million, not a bad return for a player who wasn't really going to play. Now if we just have a glance at the Premier League transfers and some of the most shocking. Obviously, Aymeric Laporte, that's a lot of money. 30.5 million for Aymeric Laporte. Good young player, but considering I got Varane for 21, a bit steep in my eyes. Baines to Arsenal, not really a shock. You can see Baines moving to a top club. Yarmolenko, good winger, him and Konoplyanka. Yeah, so going to get back to the transfers. Talking about Yarmolenko, a good Ukrainian winger. Him and Konoplyanka, the real danger when you play Ukraine. As you see, but generally the amount spent, and there's a number of high quality players, and a big transfer market for most of the teams in the Premier League. Pedro to Liverpool, Lars Bender to Liverpool, Mark Bartra to Liverpool. Liverpool spending big if they need to now they're in the Champions League. So yeah, you can see a big window. So it's going to be tough with Manchester City. It's going to be a challenge. All I'm looking forward to, what I think I can do. Yeah, so that's all from me. Good morning, good day, and good night, wherever you're watching this from. This is Football Manager Society. I'll see you later.